Yo, greetings and salutations. I bring blessings to you from your Creator, the Most High God, guest of the universe. She told me to tell you that she love you, and if you are listening to this presentation of the Cool Lunch Table, understand that you can sit with us. I am your host, Malik Yusef, the wordsmith, known for a lot of things, mainly for being just a handsome ass nigga. You dig? Also for a couple other things that we ain't gonna get into right now. What are we gonna get into? Huh? That's the question. What are we gonna get into? Well, we're gonna get into the innermost workings of this concept of loneliness. All of us have felt it and experienced it before. All of us have dealt with it, had to deal with it. But all of us deal with it differently. All of us have a built-in essence that's inside of our very cells and our DNA to not be alone. Because, 10,000 years ago, if you were alone as a human, it equaled death. Certain, 100% you're gonna die. Because you have nobody to take care of you, nobody to help you, nobody to assist you, nobody to guide or advise, nobody to bounce ideas off of, nobody to ease the tension or the pain or the anxiety. And I'm glad that we said anxiety, because exactly what it is. A lot of us suffer from anxiety or things of that nature based on how we were raised, to deal or cope with different issues that are mainly internal, some external, but mainly internal. So you've been taught or not educated and just had to pick up on social cues on how to deal with certain negative or disagreeable feelings and emotions. So as you know, feelings and thoughts are interconnected. And then thoughts, feelings, and actions are interconnected. And thoughts, feelings, and words, so on and so forth. But let's really dissect the shit, though. Let's dissect it and look at it from what it really is. It's internal. But if your mama was not good at dealing with stress, it might be a DNA thing, and it may be some learned behavior. It may be nurture versus nature, or vice versa. But you're responsible for what you know now, not for what you knew then. And yes, it's going to be motherfucking harder to change the behavior as you get older. But change you must. Augment you must. Improve you must. Add skill sets and tool sets to who you are. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to all of a sudden, wake up and be like, I need to change and then I'm going to do it. I need to improve and I'm going to do it. It's not that. It's going to be the work. It's going to be the motherfucking steps, man. And we don't take those steps because they are hard. It's not we don't take the steps because we don't want a better outcome. We don't take those steps because they're difficult. And they're difficult because they are worthy. They have worth. They have value. And that's what makes them difficult. Every rose has its thorn. But even in all this nonsense, you are not alone. You could be in a room full of people and be lonely, but you are not alone. And that's the physical standpoint of it. There's somebody that has gone through or is going through and will be going through. So all of those things, what you are going through at current. I know what you feel. You feel like nobody give a fuck. I know what you feel. You feel like there's nobody that can help you. or nobody that will help you. What's worse is that you feel people that can help you, but they fucking won't. And that's a worse feeling, right? That's the feeling of abandonment, which is different than loneliness, because you are alone or lonely because someone did a deliberate act, that was ill in your favor, that was deleterious to your current position or life chart or life path, something that was non-conducive to where you're trying to be or where you're headed to. Now let's look at that. When you naturally, as humans, when there's something wrong, we kind of shrink. We kind of find a corner to go into to feel safe and secure. That's not healthy because there's no animals attacking you. People can be animalistic, but there's no real animal with teeth that wants to devour you at this second, that looks at you like a easy fucking snack because you're a slow human, because you don't have a lot of running ability or claws or teeth or climbing ability, and you can't hold your breath like we talked about before. So let's look at how you come to a point where you feel like there's no one that can understand you and what that situation is over. Usually it's over something that is small, that you have magnified to be big. Maybe a credit card payment, maybe a phone bill, maybe a light or gas bill, or maybe it's something about a house or an apartment, and you have deemed it to be large. You allowed it to loom large in your own life. There's probably, just in Chicago, it depends on, how you trying to pull it. There's probably 1 million apartments available. Now, some of them take money, more than others take money, but you also got, places outside of Chicago, because you got to think out of the box. If ain't nobody in Chicago helping you survive and stay in Chicago, why are you staying there? Because you love Chicago so much? Just a couple miles outside of Chicago, it's cheaper rent. And if you're working at a certain kind of place, you can go replace that job for a least expensive rent. Because a lot of us, the reason why we feel this loneliness, because we're trying to fit into groups that we no longer belong in. I'm going to say it a motherfucking again for the people in the cheap seats. A lot of times we experience loneliness in a group where we're not alone at. It's because we're trying to force ourselves to fit into that group that we do not, maybe never have, but definitely no longer belong in. You in a room full of a bunch of people and they all looking at you crazy. Who got you in that room? Your motherfucking ass. You went there. Trying to fit in with some motherfuckers that you no longer are designed to fit in with. So yeah, you could feel lonely in a room full of people. You're not alone though. There is a group that is perfect for you, that is rising, because there's an old saying, circles rise together. Success runs in ciphers. Now, you got some people that's part of a group that they don't want nobody else to rise in that group. They only want to be the one rising. That happens too. So the group has to amalgamate that person out of it and bring in and close the ranks. I know I talk a lot about circles because that is, the concept, the roundness. What goes around comes around. Your head is round. Your eyes are round. Your mouth is round. These shapes come into play in our universe a great deal. Now, it may not be perfect circle, and you're not looking for a perfect circle. You're looking for a circle that fits you. It might have some obtuse or some acute parts of it, I should say. But you put yourself in this room and then wonder why it's malfunctioning, because you did not follow the guide of the universe. Because you want to fit in with them so bad You want to be accepted by them so bad. You want them to like you so bad. So you'll endure ridicule at the hand of them. You'll endure scrutiny. And then the saddest part, they know they don't fuck with you. You don't fuck with them. They use you for entertainment. So they challenge you when you go somewhere else and give it another group. They challenge you. Where you been? Ain't seen you in a while. I was downtown. Every day you downtown? We don't never see you no more. Tell them this. Yeah, I'm trying to raise money to start my business. They're going to start leaving you alone. They're going to leave you alone. Tell them that. People going to stop asking you for shit when you ask them for shit. The real ones, they're going to comply. They're going to be like, let's work together. How can I help? What you say? Okay. They're going to aid and assist you. But you are not alone because the people that fit you are out here. They ain't going no motherfucking where. The universe ain't never left herself a void where it's just all the wrong people. That's not true. You just keep coming in contact with them because you keep attracting to them. You keep trying to fit into their little fiefdom, if you will, that they've created where they can harm you at will, harm anybody, threaten people from leaving that particular group, the herd mentality. And you want to be free. You want to be free to move around. You don't want to be in these constraints and these confines where they get to talk about your shoes. Get to talk. You can go somewhere where people don't give a fuck about your shoes. Oh yeah, you can. You. As a big person. As a person over the age of fucking 18, and if you ain't 18, wait a couple years, you'll get there. You can make your own decisions on your own movement. Now let me give you a little bit more information. Opportunities are the preludes to choices, and choices are the preludes to decisions. Say it again to you. Opportunities are the prelude to choices. Choices be the prelude to decisions. So you have to expand your opportunity pool. You have to understand that there's a place, if you go get your passport, then you open up another whole realm of possible opportunities for you. Now you're not just stuck in the United States of America, which is to include Alaska and Hawaii, and I believe Guam, Puerto Rico, a couple places like that, U.S. Virgin Islands. Those are non-continental U.S., but nevertheless U.S. But now, with a passport, you got the world at your disposal. The entire world. Where you're not dealing with all the idiocy of the people on your block, on 63rd or 123rd or Emory Street or Fayette Street or any of these motherfucking streets, Washington Boulevard or Riverside, and no matter what city or town you live in. And guess what? If you're not in America, your passport helps you get to somewhere else. And it don't have to be America. You can leave Egypt and go straight to Turkey. You can leave Turkey, go straight to Africa. You can leave Italy, go straight to Germany. Because you have to open up your mind. Again, I start off by saying it's inside of you. The illusion is that you're somehow alone or loneliness. Because the person you want to love you doesn't. I went through that my whole life. With my mother, I wanted her to love me, so I stayed hanging around the house. I went all over the world. 18 years old, I was in the military. Couldn't wait to get back home to see if now she loved me. If now that I succeeded at this thing that is very difficult people to do, that nobody in my immediate family had done recently, and nobody in my neighborhood had really done too much of, and I come back with the uniform on, will she love me now? More, will she accept me? Will she show she loves me by accepting me? And all my brothers and sisters were like her minions, and everybody most people in my family, followed her because she had took on like a matriarchal role to the people in the neighborhood. And no, you know what? You'll never be enough for people who want to put you in a box with no bottom. It'll never fill up. They want to put you in a box. The sides, they're going to close you in. There's no bottom to it. You fall every time. You fail every time. They've already set it up. It's an old saying. Raising the water and lowering the bridge. Of course you're going to drown. Every single fucking time. You'll never make it. You'll never be good enough. You think people don't see your value? That's what you think? You think they don't, because I'm a big girl and they don't see or I'm too light-skinned for them to respect me, or my hair is too short for them, or I'm too short, or I'm too tall. All that shit. We talked about that before. It's somebody that is not only accepting you, somebody that's appreciating you, somebody that is wanting and desiring you and desiring to grow with you. There's a group of people that's like that. And inside of that group, you can find a significant other, you can find a business partner, you can find a lifelong friend, you can find somebody to guide you, you can find somebody to mentor you. This is what happens when you stop trying to force yourself into some shit that don't fit you. Sometimes you might be a white person and people in your neighborhood might be white supremacists and they expect you to be one. So you pretend your whole life. You go get a Confederate flag, you go to the parties, you listen to the race hate music, all that shit. You might even get a motherfucking swastika or something on you. But you know that ain't you. You know that ain't you. You're doing it to fit in. Well, how about standing out? How about get on the outside of that circle that's trying to force you to be what you're not? And you go along with it and you painstakingly suffer every day. You dread when they call your phone. Excuse me. You dread when they call your phone. I'm sitting here drinking. Sorry. You dread when they call your motherfucking phone. You hate it. Hate to hear from them, but nevertheless you smile and play nice and play pretty. And you accommodate and you give people rides, or let them come to your house, or let them use your motherfucking car, or loan them money. And you don't a bit more feel loved by them than the man in the moon. You feel accepted by them, after they send you through your rigors, after they send you through the gauntlet of all the negative shit and the bad talking behind your back and asking all the negative questions. Why you look like that? Why you act like that? You mad? If you ask me, am I mad? That means you think I may be mad. And then instead of you saying, what's wrong? What's going on? How can I fix this? They know they're the problem usually, so they ain't gonna offer to fix it. They know them and they funny ass, weird ass group. You might be a Crip or a Blood or a Stone or a Disciple or a Latin King or a Count or a Royal Pimp or any of these different gangs. And that might not even be you, but you're in it because you need to be accepted, because humans have a need to be around and with each other. So you go through a bunch of shit. You'll bend yourself into all kind of motherfucking shapes to make that shit comfortable for them, and they ain't trying to make it comfortable for you. And this is where this feeling of loneliness come in at. In a room full of motherfuckers, again, I'm going to say in a room full of motherfuckers, or just in the bed with one person that you know you're not vibing with, you're not connecting with, and you suffer. Now, you got to think, is it worth me going through more to get to what I need? Is it available for me? Will this person ever change and become the thing I need them to be? If the answer is yes, then it's worth fighting for. Then it's worth working for. If the answer is emphatically no, even if it's a maybe, you can stay there and fight. But if it's it's a for sure no, this motherfucker ain't never gonna flip, ain't never gonna change, get the fuck up out of there. Beat your feet, man. Get little. Hit it. Up out of here. Ghost. Outie. Gone. Pew. Because it's not worth you wasting your time. Now, if you building, that's not a waste of time. That's a usage of time. But you are not alone. Somebody has gone through what you're going through. Somebody is currently going through what you're going through. Somebody will be going through what you're going through. So the best thing is to take notes and aid and assist people. I'm telling you, it was many times people made fun of me, the way I dressed, the way my hair was. I was unkept as a child, you know. And let's say, my mother, she didn't give a fuck, Sometimes maybe in her secret places, she like, I'm going to treat my son right. But she got up, she looked at me, whatever it was about me she ain't like. I can't cry over that. She a grown person. Was a grown person then, All I can say is that you need to treat people fairly and not make people be in your circle that you abuse. Don't treat nobody bad. Worst thing you can do is get somebody in your house and treat them bad. That's what my grandma taught me. So when you talk about this loneliness, it's not true. It's clouding your judgment and going out and reaching out to somebody. It's like, you know what? And do the offers. Hey, I'll cook dinner. I'll buy dinner. I'll make lunch. I have a thing that I'm doing. Come do. What are you doing on this day? On what day are you free? Okay, you think you'll be free that day? Okay, I'm going to make some loose plans for us to go to this museum that I like. I want to show you this thing and see if you have similarities. It's not dating, You can hang out with somebody that you're not fucking dating. You're not courting this person. You have no intention. You possibly have no intention to fuck. Maybe you do. I don't know. But I'm telling you right now that there's people out here that you are good enough for right now as you're going through your growing process. As you're metamorphosizing. I'm telling you right now, there's people out here that will go through said process with you. You ain't got to be out here with these fake-ass, janky-ass motherfuckers that's continuously and continually hurting you. Purposefully hurting you. So they can feel good about themselves. You are not alone. First of all, you got the Most High Creator of the universe. And if you shut off all the other bullshit that you're telling yourself, that you're echoing you to yourself, all these things you're echoing to yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough, I'm too much of this, I'm too much of that, I got too much of this, I got too much of that, I'm just, if only my parents looked different, and then I would look different. If only I had, stop that stupid, goofy ass shit. You are exactly the fuck who you are, and improve on whatever it is you are now. Just improve on that. Get out of here looking at other people and like, I wish I had that. I told y'all about that before. Comparing yourself. Okay, she pretty. So what? She got her own shit she going through that you have no idea about. You go through your shit, and if you can, make her burden easier. If you can, make her shit easier. I know nobody ever told you that. Because you think that this prototypical person got it made because they're a prototypical person. Nobody's got it made. Everybody's tough is tough. Everybody's hard is hard. Everybody's difficult is difficult. But you are not alone. Michael Jackson, I am here with you. I've been through a lot, man. And I could talk about a lot of shit that I've been through. And it's probably going to line up with some shit you're going through right now. That's why this podcast is important to me. Because I can share information. But yeah, it's natural for you to feel like you're overwhelmed and you need to get away from everybody. Instead of doing that, though, think about who you could reach out to. Think about the person you can reach out to for aid and assistance in any kind of way, to talk to, if it's financial, if it's whatever. And then create more relationships like that. That's how your circle gets better. Oh, nobody ever told you how to build? Okay, I'm telling you how to build it right now. You get the person that you know that you can count on, and then research people more like that. Now, you're going to always have people that need you, just like you're going to always need people. But have less of those people that pull, that suck, and more people that serve. If you can't tell somebody, hey, you know what? I'm in trouble. I need you to go get 100 of your friends and get $10 from them. I need $1,000 from you, and they can't. And if they don't tell you, I'm gonna go get it, then they're not your person. And I mean, money is hard to come by, so we don't gauge and judge everybody off financial. But sometimes when you are the person that's pulling everything, you need that extra boost, and everybody should be able to give you that extra boost. You understand? But you are not alone. You just haven't found the people you're supposed to be with. You are not alone. You just have not found the strength inside you to separate from them. You are not alone. You have just not found out exactly who you're trying to be yet. Because you weren't allowed to as a child. You had to be whoever you need to be, not to get a whooping or not get beat up or not get looked at weird. But now that you are grown, that you are an adult, you are not alone. And what you're going to find is you're going to find out how you best operate, or who you best operate around. And then the anxiety of change is going to move away. And once the anxiety of change moves away, then the possibility of change appears more earnestly. Adjustment, augmentation, improvement. Little by little. And you fail today, so what? Succeed tomorrow. It's okay. If you fucked up and failed today, it is A-okay. Get on it tomorrow, though. As a matter of fact, get on it right now. After you listen to this podcast, get on it. You are not alone. You are not alone. This has been the Cool Lunch Table. You can sit with us. And I've been your host, Malik Yusef, the wordsmith, a.k.a. DJ Good Music. Taylor Gang.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.